So is political correctness sometimes a hindrance to the process of getting to learn and to know another culture? And I would say yes, and a way of moving beyond that. I think there's a tradition that Native Americans use called talking circles. And I've learned a lot about this from a friend of mine, Lisa Sharon Harper, that these circles are set up, and these circles are simply for sharing from your heart, right? That they're not for judgment, they're not for response, they're for a person to just put their feelings out, right? And it's a respected space. And I would say we need to create more of those kinds of circles where it's about what I am feeling, what I don't understand. You can just put all of that out and have people go through that experience with you. So yes, a safe place, a talking circle, preferably a talking circle with someone different than you. But yeah, those spaces are needed. They did this in South Africa, right, with the Truth and Reconciliation. They set up kind of national talking circles where people would come in and just say their stories. And there was healing for that. And it wasn't just people who were hurt, it was also offenders. So you would have in the same place somebody come in and say, my family was murdered, right? And then you'd have somebody come in and go, I murdered someone's family, right, in the same space. And the healing that came from that for South Africa was obviously amazing. And so those spaces need to be created beyond politics. And that invites us in as a church into a space that's forgiving and loving and listening, right, and full of grace, right? In some way, in South Africa, the church was right there in that whole process, right, without it being explicit.